Hi guys, it's Marcus. This is a short video for the Tech Wednesdays. It's class number 2, 2018, March. This is basically the instructions from March the 28th, I think. So we do the Tech Wednesday, at the SixNationsPolytechnic college or school. And what we did here today, or the last time, was we programmed this 7-segment LED for a digital display. So this is what the LED looked like, or the module, if you will. It has 7 segments. You see the 7 segments or 7 LEDs here, and it has this little spot, decimal point. And what we're going to do is basically hook this up to a Raspberry Pi. These are the bits and pieces we need. So I handed out some cables, breadboard, some diagrams for the wiring, and there's 2 diagrams. This is the diagram from the Raspberry Pi and the GPIO port, and here's a mapping, and here is a 7-segment LED. And so the best way to do this is I had the students hook up the 7-segment LEDs on the breadboard with the resistor first and label the cables. So this is what it looked like. So the labels are basically the ports of the LEDs here. On top there's 4, in this case 5, for the COM port, and then on the bottom it's 4, and then it's F, D, E, C, D, D, P, and so forth. It's pretty straightforward. And then I had the same thing. I had them wiring the cables on the Raspberry Pi. Basically, I'm not sure what happened here, but there's a mapping for this. So we had the cables here, and we basically wired them. Here's a mapping. So we wired them. A maps to 17, B from the 7-segment LED maps to 4, and so forth. So I had them done, each of them separately, and then hooked them together so we can code them. So this is what the product looks like, and I have this here for you. So this is what it looks like, and I just do this real quick. Oh, I guess it doesn't really work. And you can find all this in Node, obviously. So what I did is then I had the students, of course, now it does. Sure, it's fine. So I have this Node-RED flow here. So here's my wiring. Basically, I have this Raspberry Pi. I have them hooked up. I labeled them, if you can see them here. So I labeled, so this is port B here on the LED, port B, and then it goes to port GPIO port number 4 on the Pi, and then just we hook this together, and then we get this little display. And then what I had them to do is I gave them the skeleton for the coding. So some of the digits were missing. The digits we code basically by sending an mqtt message to the Pi. If this opens here on the screen, you can see this. So it's basically you code them the ports from the 7-digit LED, the 7 segments. So A is 1, 2, blah, 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 and that basically corresponds to a digit. And then I can test this by clicking here this counter, and what happened here on on our display, if you can see this, it's pretty straightforward. It basically, if I click this counter, it basically sets a segment. It sends messages back and forth, so the kids can program this one. And if you put 4 kids together or 6 kids, they can program a digital clock. So pretty straightforward. So this is what I wanted to show you real quick. So this is mostly for my reference as well. And yeah, there's some features in here where you can actually have the clock rotate a bit, or the LEDs rotate. So some fun stuff for the kids to play with. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Here's our wiring. Oh yeah, one thing I had the kids do as well is attach this touch sensor. So they could attach this touch sensor, which I don't know, I left it in the school, I guess. So what we can do here is, I just added this little button here. Basically what it does, if you click it, it will count. My count's a bit fast. It will change the digits, and also sends messages according to this. You can see this here on top. So whenever I get an event, here you see I get an IR event, and tells me the GPIO and so forth. So this is like a simple thing they can use. Okay, for the fast students. Okay, doc. So I had this touch sensor, so you can substitute for a button or an IR breaker. So that was basically the class 2. Here's the final result. Here's the Node.red flow. All the information is in my GitHub and in the Six Nations GitHub. So you can find the presentation here or there. That's it. One thing we did is we tried to create a clock. You can put 6 children together in a group and have them decode the time. That might have been fun. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. And class 3 will be about putting the IR breaker and the LEDs together on a chute to measure the speed of an object. Anyway, okay, talk to you next time.